Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for taking some time for us today. We're really excited to be meeting with you to share a little bit more information about MGT, how to make the most of the opportunity to work together, how our platform works, and all along the way, we're happy to answer any questions that you have as well. So please use that chat feature, should be right towards the bottom middle of your screen. It's a little text box that says chat right underneath, pretty self-explanatory. You could use that to ask any questions, and we'll be happy to answer those live as we go through today. So before we get kicked off, let's go ahead and do a quick round of introductions. Allie, I'm going to be talking so much, everybody's going to be sick of my voice soon. Why don't you get us kicked off?
Thanks, Dan. Hi, everybody. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are in the country. We'd love to know where you're coming from. My name's Ali Essie, and I'm the head of our partnership success team here at MGT. We are so thrilled you're taking some time to learn about our product and how we can support you in the small commercial business space. So you're in great hands with Dan, and I let us know how we can help you.
And my name's Dan Coakley. I'm the partner activation lead here at MGT. You can think of me as your pal or your fixer here. If you're ever not sure who to reach out to, please get in touch, and I'll make sure that we get you helped out. So while we wait for everyone else to get signed in, I always like to just open things up with a question. This will also help everybody see where the chat feature is. But it is about 95 degrees here today where I'm at in Richmond, Virginia. You know, it's hot all over the country. It's got me thinking about one thing. So I'm just curious, for those of you who are joining us today, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Use that chat button to let us know.
Oh, I that's a good one. I think I love coffee. Oh, vanilla. Oh,
Vanilla, a true classic. You know,
it is.
people always use vanilla as like kind of a another word for boring, but it's a very complex flavor.
It is. And depending on what beans you use and it matches with everything. Makes everything way better.
I would say I'm probably more of a mint chocolate chip guy myself. But really my favorite ice cream is whichever one is in my hand at the moment.
Thanks, Stacy.
So you know, on a hot day like this, if you had an ice cream cone, you're sitting out in the sun eating it, it probably takes somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes for that ice cream cone to melt. And if you have 3 to 5 minutes to sit outside with some ice cream, you could get a fully bindable quote through MGT's platform instead, and then your hand wouldn't be all sticky afterwards either. So let's go ahead and jump in and see how everything works.
Just when I thought your cheesy insurance puns could not get any worse, they're just getting so much better.
They're constantly evolving.
Yes, evolving.
So with MGT, the era of Neo Insurance has arrived. And I'm sure we've got some folks sitting on the call right now who are saying, Dan, it's 3 minutes after the top of the hour. You're already throwing buzzwords at me. What the heck even is Neo Insurance? And I would say to you, we can think about it in the context of the wider industry. We've got insurance companies. Everybody knows who they are and what they do. They've been doing great things, helping people protect their businesses and their livelihoods, you know, some companies for hundreds of years. We're really here to build on that legacy. And as those companies have grown and as they've evolved, it hasn't always really been with the singular focus of making things fast and easy and accessible. Over the last several years, you've also had different insure techs joining the space. There's a lot of different ways they can be set up. You get the whole alphabet soup of MGAs, MGUs, wholesalers, fronting companies, you name it. But long and short of it, they tend to not control the product. A lot of times they're using other people's technology as well. And so, because they don't really have that full control of the process, it's kind of hard for them to stay in touch with the market, make sure they're, you know, meeting your needs and expectations, even when things go a little bit off the rails. That is where MGT comes in, where we are different. We are the carrier. So we stand behind the risk that we underwrite through the platform. We built the platform so we have full control over the technology and we build it to work for you. We even control the claims process. And so because we really are able to influence everything from setting the rates to quoting, binding, issuing, renewing, servicing accounts, all the way out to claims payouts when those happen, it really lets us make sure we are using technology to deliver an experience that feels modern, that feels accessible. A word we actually use a lot here, don't often hear associated with insurance, is delightful. So a couple quick facts about MGT. We are rated A minus by AM Best, and so we've got excellent financial strength to stand behind those claims if they ever occur. We are also writing our policies on 100% ISO forms. Those are the most legally tested forms on the market. Anytime you've ever taken a designation class, or if you ever, when you took your licensing class, if it ever references policy language, it's a very, very good bet it's referencing ISO policy language. We are, I think, or sorry, I think everybody's favorite feature though is that we've built a 100% fully digital process where you will never need to look at an Accord form. We will not come back to you and ask for a dozen pages of supplemental applications. And you don't have to do 3 weeks of back and forth emails with underwriting teams to firm things up. In fact, when you're quoting through our platform, you're able to receive bindable terms in just a few minutes, typically between 3 and 5 minutes once you have a quote or two under your belt. We also have a wide footprint. We're admitted in over 40 states and Washington, D.C. So wherever there is an opportunity to work together, we want to meet you there and help protect those businesses. Couple quick numbers to share here. One of my favorites on this page is that in the last quarter, we actually had 100% uptime on our platform. And that means 100% of the time somebody needed to access MGT to answer a question, to quote, bind, issue, service, or renew an account, to help somebody through a midterm adjustment, to check payment statuses, or anything else. Our platform was live, was fully operational. It was there ready to help you meet your goals. Now, as far as our new business appetite goes, we are focused on small businesses. We're writing over 300 classes, including artists and contractors, professional offices, medical offices, retail stores, barbershops, beauty parlors, nail salons, bakeries, grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants up to 50% alcohol sales, and more can all be a great fit with MGT. We are again focused on small business, and to us that means up to 3 million in revenue for most risks, up to 5 million revenues for professional and medical offices. We're able to write up to 100 employees, up to 35,000 square feet as a general rule of thumb. There is some nuance there from class to class. And up to 2 million total insured value in property per location, with up to 4 locations per policy. We are also able to accept new ventures, businesses with coverage lapses, no prior coverage, claims history can all be eligible. So when you get that nice, neat, perfect risk on your desk, send that our way. We'll certainly make it easy for you. But even if they're a little tougher, a little bit more out of the box, send those our way too, and just let us show you how fast and easy they really can be. So I get caught all the time saying that we write just the BOP or we write just BOPs. But the reality is we do have a lot of coverage enhancements and additional coverages to really tailor that BOP form to the specific business that you're working with. A couple highlights here. We have the professional liability that's available for barbershops, beauty parlors, nail salons, and photographers. We also have hired non-owned auto, which is available for many classes. We really frequently see that driving purchasing decisions on artisan contractors, on restaurants that aren't doing any self-delivery. A lot of our office classes, it's actually a really popular add-on as well. So I always like to highlight that one. I had to learn what workers' comp stopgap coverage was. So for those of you in monopolistic states, that is available in the platform as well. And mine subsidence in a few states too. Now we've got some optional coverages and sublimits. And the great thing is that while you're working through MGT's platform and you're adding these coverages and sublimits, it will only show you bindable options. So you can always feel good. Any quote you produce is a quote that you can stand behind. For restaurants, we do have some coverage enhancements available. They have access to higher limits for spoilage and contamination. They've also got premises security enhancements, the higher non-owned auto we discussed. And if they're doing any valet operations, they can get up to $150,000 in coverage for damage to customers' property. For contractors, we also have got some coverage enhancements available. We're writing them on a BOP form, so there's some automatic coverage for property included. That can apply to their tools and equipment. It can also apply to contractors' installation materials, which is a really nice one to have, just to protect any tools, installation materials that they have at job sites or in transit to job sites. And again, just make sure that that risk is fully covered. And so let's go ahead now and we'll see how everything works. So I always like to start out here at mgtinsurance.com. And this lets me highlight one of our favorite pages, which is the BOP Appetite page on the upper left-hand side of this bar of options. Select that. We can scroll down and communicate with Amy, our AI appetite assistant. Amy is a great resource for you, and she can answer all kinds of questions like, let's say, can you write a hobby shop in Austin? Let's see here. Boom. And so even though, we're not really giving a specific class code, even though we are not really specifying, where Austin is, Amy is able to parse through a lot of these, vague phrasings and give us an answer we could feel good about, so that we know next time something like this comes up, we can jump in and get it quoted. It's also able to keep context in a conversation. So if you have follow-up questions, if you really want to dig in, this is, again, a great resource and it's available to you 24/7, 365. The real fun starts, though, when we sign into the platform. We've got options now to start a quote. You'll see build your team right there in the middle of the page. You can add anybody else in your office who would benefit from having access to MGT. If you have appetite questions, you've got quick answers for those as well. Along the sidebar, you've got options for policies, quotes, and user management, all pretty self-explanatory there. So let's go ahead and start a new quote. The very first thing we'll do is we'll put in the name of the business. Oh, Dan's Cafe, I like that. And then we will be able to proceed here. If it ever doesn't pull up a business for you, you can always click enter business info manually and key in the name and the address. But in my experience, this is actually very accurate and able to find almost anything I've ever looked for. So we'll click continue here. And this is where the MGT technology starts to come into play. Behind the scenes throughout this process, we are working with dozens of different data vendors. We're collecting over 3,900 different data points on this business. We're using it to do everything from classifying the business, which you'll see here, casual or fine dining restaurant. I think that's probably right on the money. We'll select that and then click continue. And then it's going to go back into the data. And you'll see as we proceed through the application, it's actually pre-filling a lot of those answers for us. And I like to say trust but verify those answers. Nobody knows the risk better than you. We're pretty confident in the technology, but if it ever gets something off, a little bit off base, you're always able to make updates and corrections. So it's not a race to the finish where you have to click continue, continue, continue as fast as you can. Make sure you're taking a good look at it to make sure the answers are accurate. But hopefully we are saving you some time and some mental effort in having to actually go do, the research to actually get all these details lined up.
Dan, can we stop? Are there any questions? Because I'm not able to type in the chat. I just wanted to put it out there. Do we have any questions so far? If you can, drop them in the chat and we'll answer them live while the quote is pulling.
I'm not seeing any yet, which must just mean I'm doing a really good job here.
Yeah. Yes, you
But
are.
again, if you do have any questions that come up, I'm just going to underline what Ali said and invite you to put those in the chat because we love questions when they come in. So you'll see here, first couple questions for you in our application will always be the same. Have there been any claims? Do we need to add building coverage? We'll just click continue through here. And then you'll see in the next page, it's pre-filling a lot of that information for us. So it's able to understand it's not fine dining, no cooking performed at customer tables, not operating out of a hotel or apartment building. Let's go ahead. We'll just give them a low amount of alcohol sales and then click continue. Again, we could write up to 50% alcohol sales. It's finding additional details like the year the business was established, the entity type, knows that it's not a home-based business, finds the number of employees. All this is coming from different data sources we've identified with a 90% confidence level or higher. We'll go ahead and give them some sales. It'd be hard to stay open in Washington, D.C. without some good sales to back it up. And then in this next page, we're able to add any additional insureds and any building or location details that we need to include. So this is doing a little thinking right now. It's actually geolocating the risk. It's identifying some additional details. To me, this page is really where things can start to feel kind of magical. I like to do these submissions as BPP only because it is a little bit more streamlined. But when you've got a submission that includes building information, it's going to find a ton of those details for you. And so you really are not going to have to spend so much time going back and forth to the applicant who might not even know details like their square footage or the construction type or the roof shape or when the roof was last updated or anything like that. Let our technology make life a little bit easier for you. So we'll answer this question. If we need to add any additional insureds, I do recommend doing that during the quoting process. That way, the quote that you get back at the end will also be accurate and will include those additional insureds and the additional premium for them. We can select the type of additional insured, enter in their name and address, answer a couple questions, and then that will be included on our quote. For the building, you'll see it's able to find the square footage, the construction type. These look pretty accurate to me, just based on kind of your typical DC small business. Let's go ahead. If we need to make any updates, it's as easy as keying in the correct information. If we need to add any buildings or add any locations, we can do that here as well. I'll click continue. And then we'll get into the final page. There's one last question about opting out of TRIA. We'll keep that on and click continue again. And now in just a few seconds, we should have a bindable quote ready to go. So this will take a second to load. It's actually kind of calculating through the underwriting appetite. It's figuring out rates. It's doing some more information lookup. And you'll see in just a few seconds, we got terms back. Now, if we need to make any updates, we can scroll down and you've got all the different sublimits and optional coverages here. Maybe we want to add on some higher non-owned auto. When we click that box to do that, you'll see the premium here in the upper right-hand corner will update for us. Maybe we also want to add in some equipment breakdown. So again, we'll click that box and let the premium update. This is really nice because you can keep track of kind of the effect of the different changes that you're making. And maybe, now that we've caused the premium to increase a little bit, maybe we want to increase the deductible and find some balance there. So we can make those changes too. And then once we've got everything dialed in, it's just the way we like it, we'll click update quote, and that locks those changes in. And now that's what we would consider to be the current version of the quote. And that'll be reflected in the quote letter. And when we send the policy link out to finalize the purchase of it, it'll be reflected there too. So we'll click continue to bind. We'll confirm the effective date, and then we'll enter in the policyholder's contact information. We'll click confirm and send to insured. And then in just a few seconds, they should receive that email, and that'll have a link with that'll have a message with the link to finalize the purchase of the policy. On this next page, you're actually able to keep track of what's happening with that link once it's gone out to save you a little time and a little effort from having to follow up repeatedly with the applicant. And this will update live as we go through the process here. So if you're ever working with somebody who needs a little extra hand holding or they're not receiving the link for one reason or another, you can always click copy share link, copy that link to your computer, and then you can email it, you can send it as a text message, or what I'll do here is just open up a new tab and paste it in so you can see what this process looks like to finalize it.
And which is also the workaround for if you are collecting your financial information for your insured. So this is a really good tip if you'd like to, if
Yes.
that's how you operate.
Yeah, so if you like to do that, we definitely work with agents who do. All you'll need to do is select the installment. If we do select quarterly or monthly, you can click View Payment Schedule to see the amount of each installment and exactly when it will be due. We'll click Continue. And then this next step, we do have to recommend that the insured completes this. This is where we'll e-sign all the policy documents. It's very, very easy. I'm pretty sure my grandma could figure this out if we let her. All you have to do is give it the squiggle, give it the initial, agree to e-signing, and then you can click Start Signing to go through page by page and review everything. Or if you'd like, you can click Sign All and just knock it all out in one shot. All these documents then get emailed over to the policyholder, so they'll have them for their records. They'll be available to you in our platform as well. And then the final step here, which we should see in just a moment, is to collect payment information. So we're all set here. We do accept payment by credit, debit, or ACH. All major credit card brands are acceptable. I do like to recommend ACH simply because it's more cost effective. You'll notice the transaction fees can be significantly lower with ACH. And then once we've got that set up, we'll just go ahead and complete the account information. Auto pay is automatically selected. We want to turn it off, we can, but I like to recommend keeping it on. We'll agree to the terms and then click complete transaction. Now we have the invoice number, so we know that this transaction has completed. And when we go back to the platform, you'll see these boxes now update for us in just a moment. And then we can click into View Policy Details, which is every service team's favorite page. This just puts a lot of really important information right at your fingertips. So when you're sitting in front of the customer and they have questions, you've got fast answers that they need. So you can see here, we've got all the policyholder contact info. We've got information about the risk. You can see what pay plan they're on very quickly. If you want to see more details about the payment plan, you can click View Schedule, see exactly when each one is due, how much it will be for, download receipts and invoices. You can see that auto pay is turned on, the policy's active. You can see the policy timeline to know when it was issued and when it's effective, when the term ends. We've got all these signed documents that you can download. And then if you have any questions about what is actually included on the policy, you can see exposure information here as well. So if somebody just wants to know what their BPP limit is, you don't have to dig through 85 pages of PDF to find that information for them. One other great feature is the Quick Actions button here in the upper right-hand corner. Using this, you can copy a shareable link if you want to send this page to your policyholder. If you want to generate a certificate of insurance, you can do that as well. And then it's not showing here because it thinks we just made payment, but once payment is coming closer to being due, there's a button to send an automated payment reminder as well. So a lot of really good information there. And it always takes a little bit longer when I'm narrating along the way, but I think we went through that entire process in maybe about 10 minutes. So a couple accounts to show you that I think do illustrate the types of risks that will be a good partner with you on. We did an electronics retailer in Texas. This was actually a cell phone store in Houston. Cell phone stores can be pretty tough. Houston definitely can be a tough territory, but we were able to make it easy. We replaced a non-renewal with a bound admitted quote, no theft exclusions, no theft sublimits, $750, which is our minimum premium in most states, in 9 minutes. We did a convenience store in South Carolina. They found significant savings on that quote, which they completed in 6 minutes. It came out to 3,500 annual premium. And then we did a seafood restaurant in Georgia. They had the 1 mil, 2 mil GL, 1 mil, 2 mil liquor liability, about $1 million total in property coverage, and about 15,000 in annual premium. And they really tailored all those sublimits and deductibles and optional coverages. So it really fit that business and their exposures like a glove. So I always like to show off those risks. And I'd love to show off some more. So jump in, run some quotes, and let us know how we do. And then last slide here, I'll leave this one up for a few minutes. If you'd like to screenshot it, I do recommend that. I also talk to a lot of agents who have a wall of Post-it notes right next to their desk. Put us on the wall. We're here to help. But you've got a whole team that's at MGT ready to assist. What you just saw was our technology, how we use that to make things fast and easy for you. But I think what makes us a special company is that we have this human team that's really amazing as well. We stand behind that technology so that we can continue to deliver on that promise to you to make things fast and easy. So I'll leave this up for another few minutes. If anybody does have any questions, now's your chance. Get them in the
Yeah,
chat.
absolutely.
We are here with you. We are ready to go. I'd hate for you to sign out of this meeting just with a question on your mind that you wish you would have asked. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Get them out while you can.
If you have appetite questions, anything around our underwriting guidelines, please ask. If not, that's also fine. That means you were thorough.
All right. And hey, I think we got a bunch of people on here who just maybe a little shy. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. There's room here for everybody.
Hold
If
on.
you
Stacy,
really,
Stacy was not shy.
that's
She
true.
shared her
That is
vanilla.
true. But if you just want to quote bind service accounts and not talk to anybody, hey, that's fine too. You can absolutely do that through our platform all day, every day. So it's set up for you. So I am going to go ahead then and I guess wrap us up. Looks like we got one other question here in the Q&A. What does MGT stand for? I love that this question came up. Today, I think MGT stood for Mighty Good Time. I know I've had one. Hope you have too. Thanks so
Yeah.
much for joining us this afternoon. We're really excited to work with you. If you've enjoyed the show today, jump in the platform, run a couple quotes. Let me know I did a good job. And if you need any assistance, please feel welcome to reach out anytime.
Yes. Thank you so much, all. Have a great rest of your week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.